quote, God. It's not me calling you stupid. It's the Lord himself. Would you like the keys to the universe? I am a wizard. It is within my power to give you such things. I was deep within the Lord's word in another one of my paracosmic trances, and a story came to me. I saw a vision. Once upon a time, there was a struggling writer, and he was publishing once a month. Every single month, he was trying as hard as he could to write the best story he could for a short story column. He was struggling. He was stressed. And he was fearful. This man's life was turned upside down. Every single time he submitted, he felt himself becoming more and more nervous. Because try as he might, he would submit his stories and receive minor accolades. 15 views, 10 views, month of work put into this perfect story, only to be received by such few. And it broke him every time. He wanted to give up. And that is when it happened. I appeared instantaneously in front of him. I appeared before him as a wizard, and I said, "Sir, I have for you the 3 keys of the universe, and I shall save you from this problem that you have now. I will use these 3 keys to activate their power for you, if you but humbly follow me." At first, he was skeptical. He resisted. He said to himself, "Who are you? How did you get into my home? Why is there a puff of smoke everywhere?" I told him I am a wizard, and I wish to save you. You have done good, but you have not done enough. You have the wrong system and the wrong story running your mind. He was confused, but he saw that what I said resonated with him, and it penetrated him deep into his heart. "Fine, then. Show me what these 3 keys are," he said. And so I took the 3 keys and put them in to what appeared to be the air, like so. And then as I took my hand away, the key stayed suspended in air. For what he did not know is that the first key activates the device. And the second key caused it to appear. And instantly, he could see a dark portal opening up, a ripple effect in the very fabric of time itself, shaking and moving and wobbling. And then on the third key, I tapped it in. And as if a portal had been opened, there before him was a rift in the very paracosmic matrix itself. And I told him the secret of this realm. Inside this portal is a time chamber. You walk in there. A month becomes a day, and a day becomes a month. You can go in there and practice your writing. What was taking you a month to submit will now be done in a day. Get to work! He looked at the hole with trepidation. He was in great fear. At first, he wanted to reject it. And I looked him in the eyes and said, "Are you the man who is meant to fail and to be a victim? The failed artist? Or are you the one who conquers and achieves the dreams you tell everyone you want?" And I humbled him. And he turned from his body, and he turned from his mind, and instead he looked at the world from his first-person perspective, from the perspective of his soul. And he knew what he must do. And so he grabbed his writing desk on both sides and threw it into the portal, with all of it falling across the ground, and he jumped in and began his training. Instantly, he was transformed because he was able to practice every day and accomplish what he was doing in a month. He could write this faster. He could practice faster. He was able to hop into this portal, write his short story, pop out, submit it, get his 10 views, pop back in the portal, do it again the next day. So he was getting instantaneous feedback. He was no longer attached to these short stories because he would make another one in a day. It was no emotional attachment anymore. He was getting better because he was having instant feedback and being able to do slight little variations to find what the small differences were. And slowly but surely, over the course of a month, he had done what most people would do over the course of a year. And because of that gift, he submitted his final story. And for the first time, he had the accolades, not of the world, but of 1,000 people. 1,000 people who will go on to be his fan. And he knew all he had to do now was to continue this process. And with that knowledge in his hand, he stepped out of the portal just 3 months later. And he pulled the keys out. And he handed them back to me. And he said, "Thank you, wizard. You have made my dreams come true. Give these keys to another owl so that they can have the glory as well." And so here I am, ready to give you the power of the 3 keys, if you will accept them. Do you wish to have these keys? There are but 2 keys that you must do, and there is 1 key that you must not do. If you follow these 3 keys, the universe is yours. The first key is to do it small. The second key is to love discipline. And the third key, that which you must not do, is be stupid. If you can take these 3 keys, you have the keys to the universe themselves. Proverbs 12:1. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but whoever hates correction is stupid. Quote, God. It's not me calling you stupid, it's the Lord himself. So what does this mean? The smaller you can chunk down and master, the faster you can learn. So how do the keys work? Our friend here, who is in his painful period, he was submitting 1 short story every month. It took him a long time to work through these things because he was writing 15 to 20 pages. And so there was so much effort into writing that there's just no way for him to get a lot of practice reps in. So the first key that we taught him was to forget writing 20-page short stories. What I want you to do instead is to master a single paragraph. And if that is too much, master a single sentence. Can you master but a single sentence? You can write a sentence in about a minute. You can write a great sentence in 5. And as you become excellent, you can write those in 1. And so by mastering something so small, he can practice his craft at its most molecular level. So when you want to achieve something, you need to stop thinking of the glorious vision of the future that you want to create, and instead think, what is the building block of that thing? What is the smallest reducible element that is there, and how can I master that? And then you will come to find, when you do this, that there are but a few things. Usually 6 to 9 things. 3 to 9 things if it's a simpler idea. And what you will discover is that those 3 to 9 things add together to a skill set that will allow you to easily build that dream that you have. When you learn to master the micro, you will master the macro. And so our writer learned to write paragraphs well. Then he learned how to connect paragraphs well. Then he learned how to put a title and a bottom on those paragraphs. And because he had learned how to connect paragraphs and to write paragraphs and to title and call to action on paragraphs, he finally learned how to structure them with editing. And he had unlocked the secrets of truly making a glorious, great short story. But rather than spending a month on a paragraph, he was able to write thousands of paragraphs every single week as he sat there and fervorously worked to master them and submitted them to the internet to find which ones popped off. That is the first key that you must master. Do it small. The second key you must master is to love discipline. There is no way that you can achieve anything in this life without discipline. And many people are confused as to what discipline means. Discipline is not about being motivated. In fact, discipline is antithetical to motivation. Discipline is what you do when you are not motivated, when you are not excited, when you are sitting in bed and you do not want to go to the gym, and you say, I do not want to go to the gym. I do not want to follow my diet. I do not want to do writing today. And you go to the gym and you follow your diet and you do your writing anyway. That is what it means to be disciplined. And the only way to access discipline is through your character, your soul, your first-person perspective of the world. The thing that I help ignite for you as a wizard. The first-person perspective that can see your mind is suffering, that can tell your body is tired, and it can still lift you out of your bed and force you to do what needs to be done. Not because you want to, but because it must be done, because you have set rules and parameters for yourself, and you will execute on those. That is the second key that you must have to unlock the universe. And the final key, the thing that you must not do, is be stupid. Now, the Lord tells us, what does it mean to be stupid? How do we know when we are being stupid? It's very simple. If you hate correction, you are stupid. What does this mean? Well, it does not matter if you have the most discipline in the world and you focus on the smallest skill. If you do not listen to feedback, if you do not track your data, if you do not see what does and does not work, if you do not look at yourself against that which is better than yourself and compare yourself and accept criticism and critique from your peers, you are stupid. And you will never succeed because you will go off of false paths and you will go nowhere in life. You will sit there and twiddle your thumbs for eternity, patting yourself on the head, trying to avoid the fear and pain of correction. Instead, you must love the correction because it has saved you time and energy and put you forward more on your goal. He who cannot accept correction cannot have the keys to the universe. So now I have given them to you. The 3 keys to unlock the wizard's time chamber. You have everything you need to know now to make your dreams come true. Go forth and triumph. Whatever goal or dream you have right now, I wish for you to think this. Think small. What is the smallest unit or building block of what you do? Master that and think small.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy